You know that look, right? That upper chest that really stands out, kind of like a shelf. If that's something you've been trying to build, well, you're definitely in the right place today.
Hmm.
We're doing a deep dive into exactly how to build those upper pecs. And our guide for this, we're digging into a Renaissance periodization video transcript featuring Dr. Mike Israetel.
Yeah, doctor's retail stuff is always, really thorough, science-based. And what we want to do here is more than just summarize it.
Right.
We're going to try and pull out the real core principles, give you some actual strategies you can use to really focus your upper pec training, cut through some of the noise maybe.
Absolutely, because there is a lot of noise, a lot of confusion out there. This upper chest shelf, it feels like the holy grail sometimes.
It really does for a lot of lifters.
So Dr. Israetel's video sounds like it holds the key. But before we even get into the how, let's just clarify. What are we actually talking about when we say upper pecs?
Okay, good starting point. So the upper pecs are technically the clavicular fibers of your main chest muscle, the pectoralis major.
Clavicular fibers. Like
Yeah,
that.
it's that upper section, right? Sitting kind of between your front shoulder muscle, the front delt, and the middle part of your pec.
Got it. And what do they do, functionally speaking?
Their main job is bringing your arm in, across your body, but also upwards at the same time. Think about reaching up and across yourself.
Up and across. Okay, yeah, that immediately makes me think of an incline press. Is that the main way to hit them?
It's definitely a key way, and we'll get into angles for sure. But what's interesting, and Dr. Israel points this out, is that your upper pecs actually get worked in pretty much all pressing movements.
Oh, really? Even flat bench?
Yeah, even flat bench, even decline sometimes. Yeah. But when you go to an incline, tilting the bench up, that angle directs the force more towards those clavicular fibers. So you get a slightly greater emphasis on them.
So my regular bench press isn't totally neglecting them, but incline gives them a bit more direct attention.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. It's a more direct route for stimulating those upper fibers. But, and this is important, he's really clear that incline work isn't the only way.
Okay.
And it's not automatically the best way in every single situation either. It's a tool, a very useful one, but just one tool.
Gotcha. A useful tool, not the entire toolbox. So if all pressing hits them to some degree, why bother with specific upper pec exercises then? What's the real benefit?
Well, aesthetically, it's a big one for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, that look.
That well-developed upper chest, it creates that armor-plated look he mentions, or that shelf.
Yeah.
It just makes the physique look more complete, more powerful.
He even mentioned something funny about older women appreciating it. Made me chuckle.
Light breath. Yeah, well, anecdotes aside, the visual impact is definitely a major reason people focus on it. So, okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts. What does Dr. Israetel say are the key things for actually building that upper chest?
Yeah, lay it out for us. What are the absolute must-dos?
All right, first principle, understanding and using the right angles. This is where incline comes in, obviously. But it's not about finding one magic angle. Upper pec work happens on a spectrum, basically from flat pressing all the way up to a pretty steep incline, maybe 60 degrees or so.
60 degrees, wow, that's quite high.
It is. And interestingly, he even mentions that some shoulder pressing, if you do it right, keep your chest up, pull your shoulder blades back, can actually hit those upper pec fibers too.
Huh. So it's not just this one specific incline number everyone's searching for online.
Exactly. He kind of busts that myth. Your own body structure, your anatomy plays a big role. Lower inclines, data suggests, might be great for hitting the whole pec really well.
Okay.
But as you go up into those medium inclines, say around 30 degrees and then higher, 45 to 60 degrees, that tends to shift more focus upward.
Right, towards the clavicle.
Precisely. So his advice, use a mix of angles during your training week. Don't just stick to one.
Okay, variety in angles, that makes sense. What's the next big principle?
Good technique. This is non-negotiable, really.
Always is, yeah.
We're talking full range of motion.
Yeah.
Getting a really good deep stretch in the chest at the bottom of the rep.
Yeah.
He also mentions eccentric control, controlling the weight on the way down.
Right. Slow and controlled lowering, don't just bomb it down. And what about actually making progress, getting stronger?
Yep, that's crucial. He calls it ramped loading, which is basically just gradually increasing the weight over time.
Progressive overload, essentially.
Exactly, the classic principle. His example was on your incline barbell press, aim to add maybe 15, 20 pounds over a few months while keeping your reps the same. That forces the muscle to adapt.
Okay, classic strength progression. But what if you're using dumbbells? The jumps in weight can be pretty big sometimes.
Good question. That's where rep progressions come in super handy.
Ah, okay.
So you stick with the same weight dumbbell, but you focus on doing more reps with good form. Maybe you get 12 reps one week, aim for 13 the next, then 14, until you kind of max out. Then maybe you drop back slightly and build up again. Or maybe then you can make the jump to the next heavier dumbbell for fewer reps. And interestingly, he mentioned a study showing that progressing reps gives similar muscle growth to progressing load.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unless you get into really, really high reps, like 40 or 50 plus, apparently. So pushing for those extra reps is a totally valid way to progress.
Okay, cool. So focus on adding reps if the weight jump is too much. Makes sense. What else is key?
Frequency and freshness. How often you train them and when you train them.
Okay.
He suggests hitting upper pecs multiple times a week. At least once, but maybe 2 or 3 times if you can recover well.
2 or 3 times. Wow.
Yeah, potentially. But crucially, train them early in your workout, when you're fresh. Don't leave your upper pec work till the end when you're already tired from other stuff.
Right. Hit your priorities first when you have the most energy. Got it. What about the total amount of work? Like how many sets?
Volume, yeah, that's definitely a big piece of the puzzle. He suggests starting maybe around 8 total chest sets per week. That's total chest work.
8 sets per week as a starting point.
Yeah. And then from there, you can slowly increase it, maybe up to 12 sets, or for some people, even 15 to 25 sets a week eventually.
Right.
But you need to build up to that.
Right. Depends on experience and recovery.
Totally. And he also stresses cycling that volume, having periods of lower volume, like deloads, to let your body catch up and avoid burnout.
Smart. Not just hammering it endlessly. Okay, this is all great in principle. Can we talk about what this might look like in practice, like a sample workout week?
Absolutely. He gives a good example. Let's say on Monday, you could do high incline dumbbell presses, like that 60-degree angle we mentioned. Really focus on opening up, big stretch.
Okay, high incline DB press.
Then follow that with maybe flat dumbbell presses, just for more overall chest work. Start with maybe 2 sets of each, and over time work it to 4 or 5 sets.
Simple enough. High incline focus, then a general compound movement. What about later in the week?
So maybe on Thursday, you could do a low incline Smith machine press. Gives you a different angle, bit more stability maybe.
Smith's machine, okay. Different feel.
Yeah. And follow that with something like high angle cable flies, where you set the cables low and pull up and across your body.
Ah, low to high fly. Good isolation movement.
Exactly. And again, start with a couple of sets, work your way up. And he points out this whole sample week, just focusing on upper pecs, only uses 4 exercises in total.
That's actually really encouraging. It doesn't sound like you need like 10 different obscure exercises.
Not at all. Consistency with the basics seems to be the message.
Okay. Now what about things to avoid? Common mistakes people make when they're chasing bigger upper pecs.
Yes, definitely some pitfalls to watch out for. First one, don't get too obsessed with the exact incline degree.
We touched on this.
Yeah. Like we said, anatomy varies. Fretting over 33 versus 37 degrees, probably not worth the mental energy. Get in that general incline range, 15 to 30 for overall pec, maybe higher like 45, 60 to really bias the upper. But experiment. See what feels best for you.
Find your groove. Don't overthink the number. Got it. What else?
The top squeeze. You know how people really try to squeeze hard at the very top of the press?
Yeah, feel the contraction.
Right. He argues the growth stimulus probably comes more from the deep stretch at the bottom and that controlled lowering, the eccentric phase.
Interesting.
He even suggests things like lengthened partials, focusing on that bottom, stretched part of the rep, especially at the end of a set, might be more beneficial than just squeezing like crazy at the top.
So focus more on the stretch and control down, less on the peak squeeze. Okay. What's another common mistake?
Relying only on top-end partials. Just doing the lockout portion of the lift, often with super heavy weight.
Yeah, ego lifting sometimes.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But for growth, he strongly advises against doing that consistently. You miss out on all the benefits of the full range of motion, that deep stretch we keep talking about.
Full range keeps coming up. It's clearly important.
Hugely important. Even if you don't lock out fully on every single rep coming up, getting that full stretch down is key.
Okay, last big mistake.
Only doing incline stuff. Like abandoning flat presses altogether because you're so focused on upper pecs.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. He warns against that. It can lead to plateaus, maybe imbalances, potentially even shoulder problems down the line. His advice, keep at least 1 flat press variation in your week. And maybe have periods where you train chest more balanced, not just hypo-focused on incline.
Right. Balance is still important even with a specific goal. Makes sense for long-term health and progress.
Exactly. So if we boil down Dr. Israel's message, it's really about being consistent with the fundamentals, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Using those different angles, having really good technique, full range, control applying progressive overload consistently, whether it's weight or reps, and making sure you got enough volume, enough frequency, and you're hitting them when you're fresh.
So no magic bullet exercise, just smart, consistent application of proven training principles.
Pretty much sums it up. It doesn't have to be overly complicated.
Okay, so that brings us to our final thought for everyone listening.
Right, so building on all this, maybe consider how actually incorporating a variety of chest exercises, including those flat presses and maybe even some decline work sometimes, might actually lead to better, more balanced long-term development. Not just for your upper pecs, but for your whole chest. And it might help prevent those annoying plateaus too.
So don't be afraid to mix it up, even when you're focused on one area. Experiment with these principles, see how your body responds.
Exactly. Play around with it thoughtfully.
Yeah.
And you might just figure out the best way for you to build that upper chest.